Yes. So, I recently watched a different type of movie. A little bit of a drama, if you will. But what type of drama is it? It's probably one of the first Canadian movies I've ever seen. A Good Neighbors from 2010. This is a Magnolia picture, where's the director at? Which stars Jay Baruchel, Scott Speedman, Emily Hampshire. Let's see. Neighbors Spencer and Louise have bonded over their fascination with a recent string of murders terrorizing their community. When a new tenant named Victor moves into the building, all three quickly hit it off. However, they soon discover that each has his or her own dark secret. As the violence outside mounts, the city retreats indoors for safety. But the more but the more time these neighbors spend together in the apartment building, the clearer it becomes that what they once thought of a safe haven as dangerous as any outside terrors they could imagine. Yes, this is definitely, to quote Todd Brown from Twitch Film, a taut, meticulously crafted thriller. Kirk Honeycutt from the Hollywood Reporter, a twisted film noir. Uh, Rex, yeah, Rex Reed from the New York Observer, a hotbed of twisted ideas, highly recommended. It gave me nightmares. And finally, Stephen Cole from the Globe and Mail, intriguing performance. Yeah, I just to give you an idea, there have been like 6,000 ratings for this on the IMDb. So, what are my thoughts on this film? This one, very well, it's a very well acted film that has to deal with, you never know exactly what secrets a person holds. I mean, we all kind of have our own secrets, but like, if we're really truly a little twisted inside, or whether we're just people who just put on like a facade or a mask or anything like that. And it also kind of makes fun of this 1995 Canadian referendum, whatever that is. I'm guessing is like the majority. I think, if I'm not mistaken, has to do like what language is being spoken more, English or French or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my word! I mean, this is like it's a film noir because it takes place in the nighttime. There's the mystery going on. There's the intense dialogue and everything else like that. This is a nice thriller. Just to give you an idea, it takes place pejoratively in an apartment building, a flat, whatever you want to call it. So there's this sense of claustrophobia. Like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know who is who. You don't know like who's the good neighbor, who's the bad neighbor. Of course, there's the person who's doing all the killings and everything else like that. Instead of recent string of murders, like, it is kind of obvious who it is. Like, once you figure out, even the movie tells you about 32 minutes in, which is fine. I would like to see it happen, because again, it's people put on all these there's like, you never know there's what to tell. There's the girl who is fascinated with cats, who apparently likes them more than some humans. Again, I'm not going to spoil much, but let's just say about some way through, there's a woman who truly is who is not that good of a person, who leaves some poison out for the cats. Let's just say that. Yells constantly. It's just pretty much, it's just a menace to the neighbors, and just like, no one likes her. There are a couple of interesting scenes of like murders, of dinner scenes where, everyone's kind of just, it's like we're all thinking that we're trying to just get to know each other, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that. It's like, at the same time, deep down, all three of these people are doing something else, and the music is sparse, which is just meant to highlight just to make you feel uncomfortable. I think there's like one classical artist, I'm trying to remember what his name was, and then there's like a couple of French ballads that play, again, just to represent the ease and tension going on. Like for example, it's like the characters themselves are great. It's like Victor, it really is a likable guy. He's just a little nervous around people. He's trying to help. He's even is willing to build a ramp just for the guy for Spencer, who's in a wheelchair, and Spencer just kind of scoffs at like, I don't need that, man. And it's just So yeah, Spencer is actually really a douchebag. I'm going to have to admit that. And the person who plays him, Scott Speedman, does it so well. He just is like, first he seems like, well, you can just tell later and later, he's just becoming a prick. There is Louise, who is played by Emily Hampshire. And, well, you know, just like, you could tell there's something a little bit going on. We don't really, like, I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but towards the end, though, when which I did kind of spoil what may happen with the cats in a couple of particular interesting scenes where she collects sperm from one of the from Victor and uses it when she does a certain thing to a person that it just like cuts back. They also use lateral tracking shots so when like there's a massive scene happening, it tells that, goes through another, continues the story as if to be like there was nothing that we could do to help them. That's pretty much what's going on. Because where this violent thing that just happens, also casually, just a lateral tracking shot, and the camera just moves on and on. I found that a couple of times. Like during conversations, there's like the camera will spin around 360, trying to be artsy, trying to just be showing, just trying to show what's going on. Of like, hey, here's what this one character says here from their perspective, and is it real? Is it right? Who knows? So, of course, it takes place during the winter time, so you know, obviously, this is going to be a very atmospheric movie of everything not being right. So, yep, get all that going on. If some people were to complain, I guess you could kind of tell what was happening, who the main antagonist is, and what's going to happen because people have duped others like that before. Maybe it could be a little graphic for some people. I mean, it's not super graphic, but you could tell there's like, it will shock you. I will say that. It's like it was built like it's. Maybe some people might have a problem with the pacing, I guess. I don't know. I didn't. I thought the movie was fine. I'm just not used to noirs, so yeah, this is a good modern day noir. If you want a Canadian movie where no one says "a" and that will leave you feeling a little disturbed, I would do recommend that you watch this Hitchcockian Good Neighbors.